So one of the other projects I've been working on for a few weeks just before the Christmas period was this old HP case. If you've seen some of my earlier videos about the major reorganisation of my PCs, this machine used to be my kids' homework PC and plex server, but after the various changes this one became redundant, and I also had a spare motherboard as well. So what I decided to do with this machine, because it is quite a dinky little machine, not a big thing like some of these other ones here, what I decided to do was turn this into a machine running RetroPie. Yes, I know it's not a Raspberry Pi, but RetroPie does run on a PC as well, and it does it quite well. So let's just have a quick look inside and just talk about some of the challenges I had. Okay. So in here we've got the Asus motherboard that you might have seen me take out and put into storage. It's running a Core 2 Duo E6700, I think, which is 2.6 gigahertz. It's currently running 3 gigabytes of RAM. Now, for a graphics card, I was originally planning to put in my NVIDIA GT220 that I've got, but the board just wouldn't boot with this graphics card in, despite it saying that it's a recommended board for this motherboard. And I concluded that it probably drawing too much power and the PCI slot just not providing it. So fortunately I did have another graphics card, which is an old HD 6450 I believe, which uses something like 17 watts of power, but put that in and it all works fine. One of the other challenges I had is this HP case comes with a sort of a proprietary single block connector that includes the power on off hard drive light and sort of case power light as well, which is fine if you're using the HP motherboard, but this one isn't. So what I've done instead is I've got a single wire there plugged into the on-off switch, and what I've managed to do is hook it up in position behind the normal on-off switch there. So I'm pleased about that. The other thing is this fan, that HP fan, seems to respond to very low voltage levels. And what that means is when you plug it into a standard fan connector, it runs at very, very high speed. So in order to solve that problem, I had to use speed reduction cables, which I've used previously, but it was running so fast I ended up needing 3 fan speed reducing cables to get it down to not supersonic levels of noise. But overall, yeah, it's just 160 gigabyte hard drive there, so it's Core 2 Duo, a really low powered graphics card, but putting RetroPie on it, I think it'll be ideally suited for that. So let's have a quick look at that. So you just need to download the RetroPie files. There's a nice web page out there that you can find for yourself, and it's got instructions as to how to install it and then how to configure it and get things set up. Not too difficult, really. And the other thing you need to do, or I've done in my case, is just put the RetroPie program in the startup system. So when I switch on the machine, it goes straight into the RetroPie emulation station, and we're all good to go. So you can play some of these games using keyboard and mouse, but I decided to go instead for an Xbox 360 controller here. This is a wireless one with a wireless adapter. You can still buy these new. In fact, I did buy a new one for a Christmas present, so that's what we used. And you'll probably want some sort of a wireless dongle as well to get yourself online. So I've got my PC all hooked up behind the main TV in the house. One of the things that I would heartily recommend is one of these little wireless keyboard and mouse. Now, it's not great for doing lots of typing, but it sure is a lot more convenient than having a keyboard and mouse and having to perch in front of the TV down there in order to occasionally do little config changes. So once you've installed RetroPie and got your peripherals all set up, you'll need to get some ROMs on there as well. I've got a collection of quite a few PlayStation games here, and I've ripped them using my other machine and DVD drive and installed them on the machine. So let's just go and switch the machine on and see how it works. Okay, you can see I've just got some of the PlayStation games installed on here, and yes, in playing it works very well. I'm not going to attempt to do that now one-handed, but yes, take it from me, it's running RetroPie on a PC. It's more than powerful than a RetroPie, and a worthwhile thing rather than just throwing an old machine away. So the RetroPie can emulate tons of systems, and there's lots you can play with. So I hope you found that video interesting, and I'll see you again in the next one.